Matt from USA Warrior Stories. We're here on OMAHA Beach in Normandy for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. We're just about to witness an amphibious landing demonstration. USA Warrior Stories is a not-for-profit organization designed to record, archive, and share videos of veteran stories, to help veterans make a connection with one another and to help us all better understand their sacrifices for our freedoms.
My name is Antony Andrious, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Marines, and I'm currently stationed at U.S. Marine Corps Forces, Europe and Africa. And I have the pleasure of representing the Marine Corps in Germany to European Command and Africa Command. On the invitation of the French military and the French government, they've asked the U.S. Marines and the U.S. Navy to participate in an amphibious demonstration. It's an opportunity for us because the Marine Corps is continuing to push its Marine Expeditionary Units out. So we're lucky to have the 24th MU, the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit, which is under the Amphibious Readiness Group with 6th Fleet of the U.S. Navy. And the Marine Corps team with the Navy is out here with the French. We have a great relationship with the French. We work with them all the time, and that's what we get to do at U.S. Marine Forces Europe and Africa. We get to work with the different militaries of NATO. So what we'll see here today is the modern U.S. Navy vessels along with the Marine Corps. And they're going to be using their LCUs off of their ships. So we have the USS Oak Hill and the USS Wasp participating here with the French ship Mistral. We're going to have the Marines on an LCU, about 120-ish Marines, and they're going to be flanked by the French, and they're going to roll in with their new ships. Okay, they're a bit better than World War II ships, just a bit, although the Navy might have a different opinion about that. But yeah, and it'd be a part of demonstrating the Marine Corps' readiness and the Navy's readiness to help Europe out.
And tell me a little bit personally about what it means to you to be here, this 80th anniversary.
That's a tough question. It's tough because it reminds me of how powerful our country is. When we go to war, you get the American people, you get our government, you get our military. There's a lot of blood here. There's a lot of American blood in the Pacific, a lot of American blood in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Marine Corps' contribution to amphibious operations, amphibious doctrine, arguably best employed in the Pacific. However, it informed what we see here today for this momentous, probably the only time in the history of the planet that something of this scope and scale is ever going to be done. And I hope we don't have to do it again. We can, and if we have to, we will. But at the end of the day, you don't get a powerful force if you don't work together. So the U.S. Marines, the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Air Force, the Coast Guard, I mean, we're one team, one fight. So bring it. My family military history, so my grandfather served with the British in Iraq in the 50s. As an Assyrian, I'm Assyrian. And then my uncle served in the Royal Army in England when they immigrated to England, which is where I grew up. And then my great-grandfather from Iraq, who I never met, served with the Iraqi army during the Great War. And then I had an uncle on my mom's side who was a sniper in the Royal Army. My mom's English and Irish. And then we moved to America. So we moved to Chicago my favorite city on the planet. I told my recruiter December 8th, 1993, if I don't leave with my best friend on December 13th, in 5 days, so I'm not going. Oh man, they had me on the yellow footprints in a heartbeat. I didn't know anything about it, and I went in open contract. So that was it. So I drove a truck for a little bit, but I went with the division, so I was really a grunt that drove a truck. So then I might not get to drive out to the field, but then it was park it, camouflage it, and then you're digging holes and moving around the woods. So I lap moved into the infantry, and then I went back to Chicago after my first 4 years. I joined the reserves right away, and then I joined 2nd Battalion, 24th Marines out of Chicago, and joined Scout Sniper Platoon. I passed the NDOC as an infantry Marine and did Scout Sniper stuff, and then put in for my officer package right after 9/11. Which, as we all know, was a surreal moment. And then Marine Corps was like, all right, Anthony, we're gonna give you a shot. Go to OCS. So I went, and that was it. I had the pleasure of getting my job. I wanted to do like public affairs, community engagement type things, so I was able to get that out of the basic school. But arguably, as an officer, you have to be so diverse in your experience and skill set that it really doesn't matter what your primary MOS is, quite frankly. It's all about you understanding how to do this. You have to be a planner, and you have to understand how this works, because that's what we do for a living. So yeah, I've done all sorts of things. Got some infantry type stuff. I was a company commander at Wounded War Battalion, taking care of Marines from 2011 to 2013. That's changed my life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
It's been great. Pentagon, I can work the shit out of the Pentagon, man. I enjoy that building. It's cutthroat. You're helping the Corps design itself and figure out how to get things through the DoD goose, you know. That's always fun. And I'm going back to DC in July. And then I'll close out my 30+ years.
Wow. What an honor to be here at the end.
Yeah, and then here I am, like at the end of my career, going,
Crazy.
wow,
Yeah.
I get to hang out with D-Day.